Hey everybody, it's the first trading day. Stock futures came out with the Dow in the green, the Nasdaq lower, and the S&P was pretty much unchanged. The 10-year went up to 3.93. The WTI and Brent crude also went up 2%, and the FTSE 100 across the pond in Europe in the UK was up. The BRC lowered their expectations. The DAX in Germany up. The CAC in France is up. European banks reached their highest levels since 2018. The ECB has a 150-point rate cut priced in, and also the same with the United States. Now, the 1 to 3 month treasury bonds are still a go, with high yield bonds giving their highest returns. And the triple C category returned 20%. Fixed income is back to normal levels. Consumer into the space with the container rates are from Asia to Europe are up, and the container rates from Asia to the US are up, but that's mainly going to promote more US to Mexico business, right? Because half of the world is voting this year. Now there's movement in defense stocks. Natural gas snapped in Europe. Oil is finding its way, especially with the crisis in the Middle East. And there's a lot of foreign investors investing their money into Japan. Now, that's just exactly what Warren Buffett is doing. So, company O'Reilly is a play with high interest rates and identify long-term winners like O'Reilly with a 20% margin and steady cash flow. Megatech markets was the best since 2007. WTI is under $75. REITs outperformed at the end of the fourth quarter. Warehouse space is growing. Like they're turning 20 warehouses into data centers with solar clean energy. AI will be a tailwind for locations of key ports. Online and logistical needs will be a benefactor. Welltower has a container growth rate. Welltower has continued growth rate in the Asian population. The investment of baby boomers, places like Dutch, in places like in the Dutch countries, their chip giants are canceling, sending chip manufacturing pieces to China. X shares have dropped 71%. Infant formula has been recalled because of the bacteria. The S&P with a 20% gain, it will require no one to stumble with an increase of 11% of corporate earners, and AI will magnify more slowdown and also broaden out with more companies and industries to join the rally. And Barclays is moving Apple to underweight, while Wealth has gained $100 billion of their lost wealth in total. So like they lost 1.4 trillion, they gained 1.5 trillion. So they netted 100 billion. And oil prices are set to make a round trip. Now, what does that mean for my business? What does it mean for how my business can impact your life? It's all about extra money, all right? Like energy, investments, and security, all right? Now, how can you make extra money from food and utilities, all right? You have to figure that out, or talk to me. How do you make money from bonds and stocks? Well, you gotta follow the markets, all right? And talk to somebody who does, all right? I follow the markets. Now, security, fixed income, and retirement. All right. What are you going to do about that? All right. You got to have a plan, what we call the 80-20. Inflows, which is starts at 100. All right. Then you break it down. And then for your inflows, and then 80% of it is coming from creating customers from people who need what you're offering. All right. All right. That's part of that. That's your inflows. Right. And then your outflows are 10% what you need, 8% of what you can save, and 2% of what you want. All right. Yeah. You always want to be able to use most of your bread to create customers. All right. Because that's how you win. All right. You got to invest in creating customers. All right. Because then the customers will take care of you. All right. Let's just say your inflows is $100. All right. Take 80 of that dollars to try to multiply it. So then you spend $20 to get what you need. You spend $10 to get what you need. And then you use the $8 to save. All right. And then what do with that 2%, you get what you want with that $2. All right. Because you want to get into the motion of using that $80 to buy something that you can raise 20% on. All right. So when that happens, you get that 100 again. That $8, you do that 10 times, you got that 80. All right. So what does that mean? It means that your business can't survive on one customer. All right. Like your job can't survive on the employees working for 1 hour. All right. The job can't be done in 1 hour. So why do you think your business can be done with one customer? All right. So the more customers you have, the more money you make. And the more inflows you'll be able to receive, and the more you'll be able to press for advertising to create more inflows. All right. Now, let me know if there's anything that we can do together. All right. Talk to you later.